$6 million. That's what it costs to train DeepSeek V4, a 1 trillion parameter AI model launching in 48 hours. Leaked benchmarks show it beats Claude and GPT at coding, and its API costs 50 times less. Here's everything you need to know before February 17th. On February 11th, something unusual happened. DeepSeek quietly expanded its context window from 128,000 tokens to 1 million, 8 times larger. Overnight, no announcement, no press release, just a silent upgrade that developers noticed within hours. They also updated the knowledge cutoff to May 2025. In the AI world, that's not a bug fix, that's gray testing. The final dress rehearsal before a major launch. But here's what makes V4 genuinely different from every model before it. 3 technologies. First, Engram memory. Standard transformers lose track of information across long contexts. Engram uses a hash-based lookup system, 1 complexity, meaning it finds any piece of information in a 1 million token document instantly. On the needle and haystack test, Engram scores 97%. Standard transformers, 84. That 12-point gap is the difference between finding a bug buried in a million-line code base and missing it entirely. Second, sparse attention. Instead of processing every token equally, V4 allocates 75 to 80% of compute to reasoning and 20 to 25% to memory. Result, 50% cost reduction compared to standard transformers. Same quality, half the price. Third, manifold constrained hyperconnections. Technical name, simple idea. It widens the information highway inside the model by 4 times, with only 6.7% training overhead. The benchmarks speak for themselves. Plus 7 points on Big Bench Hard, plus 5.7 on Drop, plus 6.1 on Grade School Math. And that's not even the part that has developers losing sleep. The leaked benchmark numbers just dropped, and they're stunning. On HumanEval, the gold standard for code generation, DeepSeek V4 hits 90%. Claude sits at 88, GPT-4 at 82. On SWE-bench, real-world software engineering, V4 is targeting 80% plus. The current record holder, Claude Opus 4.5 at 80.9%. If V4 hits that target, it doesn't just compete with Claude, it matches the best coding AI on the planet. And on Math 500, DeepSeek V3 already scored 90.2%. V4 is expected to go higher. These aren't synthetic benchmarks. HumanEval tests real code generation. SWE-bench tests real bug fixing in real repositories. Now, you might think that's the headline. It's not. DeepSeek V4's expected API price is 27 cents per million input tokens. Claude Opus 4.5 and GPT 5.2 both charge around $15. That's a 50 times price gap. And with cash hits, DeepSeek offers a 90% discount, bringing costs down to under 3 cents per million tokens. But here's the real kicker. You don't even need the API. V4 runs locally on 2 RTX 4090s at 25 to 30 tokens per second, or a single RTX 5090 at 40 to 50 tokens per second. Frontier AI, on your desk. Let's put this in perspective. DeepSeek trained V4 on 50,000 GPUs, including restricted H20s sourced under US export controls, for an estimated $6 to $10 million. Meanwhile, big tech has committed $650 billion in AI infrastructure for 2026 alone. Alphabet, $185 billion. Amazon, $200 billion. Meta, $135 billion. Microsoft, $145 billion. That's the paradox. One lab in China, spending less than a rounding error on big tech's budget, is producing models that compete head-to-head on the benchmarks that matter most. So what should you actually do before February 17th? If you're a developer, watch for independent SWE-bench verification. That's the benchmark that matters for real-world coding. If the 80% plus claim holds, V4 is a genuine Claude alternative at a fraction of the cost. If you're running a team, start evaluating air-gapped deployment options. Open weights mean your proprietary code never leaves your servers. And if you're in the open source community, Apache 2.0 licensing is expected. That means community fine-tuning for specific frameworks and languages at frontier quality. But there are catches. No independent benchmark verification yet. The leaked numbers come from insider contacts, not published papers. Benchmark gaming is a real risk, optimizing for tests instead of real performance. And DeepSeek itself has made no official announcement. February 17th. That's the date. A $6 million model trained on 50,000 GPUs, 1 trillion parameters, 90% on HumanEval, 50 times cheaper than Claude and GPT. If even half of these numbers hold up, the coding AI landscape changes overnight. Bookmark the date. We'll be running day 1 benchmark tests. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.